hear me, Vishal? How guitar works is there are strings. These are called strings, and if I like play it, it creates a sound. Very basic thing, right? There are like different parts of guitar. We have tuning keys. Tuning keys are like used to tune the guitar. So if you want the sound to be higher or lower, then we use these tuning keys. These are called tuning keys. Then this is an acoustic guitar. There is electric guitar. This is an acoustic guitar. It is made up of wood. See, this is wood. And now these strings are made up of steel or yeah. So these are steel strings. Then we have frets. The metal rods that we see, these are called frets. Frets. So that is all about the parts of guitar. And yeah, uh, the next thing, if you like purchase a guitar, then let me give you some exercises that you can do to start playing on the guitar. And also like there are some few tips if you want to like buy a new guitar. Always pick an acoustic guitar, all right, and keep it in the budget of around 10,000 or 7,000. Under the budget of 7 to 10,000 you will get a decent quality acoustic guitar. And some companies are Pluto, Caps, Yamaha, Gibson, and there are many other companies. So these are the companies you can opt for while picking out a guitar. All right. So always buy an acoustic guitar. Maybe you can start with a dreadnought size. What I have is a dreadnought size acoustic guitar. It's a medium size. Then we have jumbo. This what is main difference between jumbo, dreadnought, and concert size is like concert is smaller guitar. It would be beneficial for you to buy a dreadnought. Dreadnought is like medium guitar, medium size guitar, and it is advised to all the students starting out that always pick a dreadnought guitar which have 18 frets. Now these are called frets. The bars you see, the bars this are called frets. So in some guitars, the amount of these bars are bigger than their jumbo. Mine has about 18 frets, so it's a dreadnought, and in some guitars it's smaller, so the amount of frets is lower. Then that guitars are called concert size guitar. Now I have a dreadnought size guitar. So there are, if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 frets. Now how guitar produces sound is like when we pluck a string, the sound goes into the sound hole. Now the round thing you see over here is the sound hole. That is where the sound comes from. Yeah. This part is where the sound comes from. So when I pluck a string, the sound goes into it, vibrates around, and it creates a much more brighter and warmer sound. Now how to hold a guitar is, once you like buy it, the how to hold the guitar is you have to keep it on top of your leg. Now that's my leg and that's my left. So you see the curve over here, like there would be a curve on every guitar. Every guitar has a curve. So your guitar would, so this curve would fit on top of the leg, and it would be like this. So this, and you slide it back towards your body. Also, while you sit, you should be sitting straight. Then it's about the hand position. Then the hand would go from this area, like it would rest on that area, and then the arms. The arms would be very comfortable, and it should be resting on your guitar, and you should be playing from the area on top of the sound hole. So this is about your right hand position and your guitar placement with your body, and with your left hand. With your left hand, your thumb goes on back of the guitar. It's called the neck section. This is called the neck. So it should be not lower, not on top. It should be just around this. If that's the middle, if that's the middle section, it should be just on top of it. Yeah, it should be like this. It should be just on top of this. So that is how you hold with your left hand. And now about the fingers, then it should be like a claw. So yeah, there would be one exercise you can do. So if you have like a phone or any device like this, so that's a power bank basically. So what you can do is keep your thumb like this and your fingers like so, one, two, three, four. So for now you can do this exercise, and once you like buy the guitar, then like you can enroll for the classes and start learning the guitar as well. So this is what you can do. So one, two, three, and four with your first finger. Then release it. Tap the second finger. Release it. Tap the third finger. And when you tap it, you are tapping your with your finger this section like the tiny top of your finger. Yeah. So if you don't have a guitar, you can do this exercise right now. Also, you can like have a book with you as you might be a student right now. Then
Mm.
you can have a book with you. Let me show you a book. Yeah. So
So
that's
can I use a small book?
yeah, small book, large book. I don't care. It should be like you put a thumb on one end and your fingers on other end, and you should start playing like this. Yeah, also you can like do it in your free time or when you are not doing anything. So if you have yes, you can do it on that. Yes, start one, two, three, four. Yes, one, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Yes, perfect, perfect, perfect. So that the same thing when you buy a guitar, you are gonna apply the same thing while starting out. So let me show you. I did this on a book one, two, three, four, and instead I'll use the same thing on the guitar. You see, the sound comes, and this is a pick, right? So you might not have a pick with you. So what you can do is like pick a coin. All right. There are two signs to master. Yeah, the first would be thumbs up, and the second would be okay. So this sign is called okay. So first is this, second is this. Now what we do is like with the first sign, we hold okay, now this end, as you see the spiky end, yeah, take out the pick. Yeah, so this end should be pointing outwards or in the direction. Yeah, and now with your thumb like this position and this position. So with your first position, pick the pick on top of your thumb, put the pick, and just as we did the okay sign like this, so it's just this. That is how we hold. Now you can keep your hands like this or fold your fingers around, so it would be like this. So that is how you hold a pick basically. Now it helps guitarists. Now you can play with your hands as well, but that is a different thing altogether. That is a different thing altogether. Or you can strum with your hands, but I would always recommend starting out with a pick. Yeah, with my first finger. Now these are called frets. Now how to produce a sound out of guitar is like these are called frets. Just remember, whenever you want to produce a sound, you will be applying a pressure like your thumb is on back of the guitar, like on the neck, and with your first finger it should be like this curled, and with your first finger on the tip of the finger you would apply just some amount of pressure. What you're gonna do is the sixth string. Now there are six strings. Okay, one, two, three, four, five, six. With the sixth string and the pick, you will do just this. Yes, yeah. So I'm just giving you a demo of how an exercise you can what is an exercise you can start on guitar. So yeah, so if you do the same thing on the book and if it like and then you apply it on the guitar, it would sound something like this. Yeah, so just look carefully. How am I doing is on the string, whenever I'm pressing a note, I'm plucking the string, and then when I'm putting my next finger and releasing it, now where am I putting is just right behind these frets. See, right behind these frets. You see? Yeah. Now with the first finger, when I put my first finger, like when I press it against this direction, and then when I strike my string on the sixth string, so strike my pick, it would sound like, and then with my second finger, I am putting it just behind this fret with my third finger and with my fourth finger. So it's all on the same thick string. And if you want to like combine the exercise with other strings, you can do like something like that.
Oh,
And yeah, so four times on each string. So the first exercise will be four times on each string, and then with your left hand. So you see, it's four times. One, two, three, four. String change. One, two, three, four. String change. One, two, three, four. Now you can get it in reverse as well. Four, three, two, one. String up. Four, four, three, two, one. String up. Four, three, two, one. Four, three, two, one. Now if we combine the whole exercise, yeah. So that is the first thing you're gonna do when you like buy a guitar. Always just start out with exercises. Don't play chords or anything right from the beginning, because you're not gonna play a very decent guitar if you just start out with chords. Yeah, just focus on the fifth string. Also keep an eye if you, yeah, keep your focus on the fifth string. So pick should be moving from top of the string towards the bottom. So see, I'll give a close-up shot. So this is how you need to strum. So that's how you hold a pick and hold. That is how a pick is hold and see. Okay, let me change the color. That's a red pick, and you not have to do like this or anything. You just have to uh, do it downward and with your thumb. Okay, so apply the pressure with your thumb, just a very slight motion, and on the fifth string. So we start with the sixth string, then we move towards the fifth string, then the fourth, and the third, then the second, then the first. Yeah, try playing from six to number one. Hmm. Okay, great, great. Yeah. So let's keep a fixed amount of strums. So you will do four on every string. So four, like one, two, three, four. Move to the next string. One, two, three, four. Yeah. Just shake it a little and always like keep this hand on top of it. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So just get comfortable with this. You can do any way you like. It should be there always, even if you like shake your body. Your guitar should be stuck to your body always. Yeah. Now try playing from the on the top of the song. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Let's just focus on the down strokes. We start with four. We started with four, and you did from this to this. Now it would be same thing, but from the thinnest string to the thickest string. So from the first string to sixth string. So one, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Yeah.
What else? Yes.
Okay. So what you are doing is called an upstroke. Basically, there are two types of stroke. A downstroke. Yeah. Right. So there are two types of stroke. A downstroke. Downstroke is like wait. Yeah. Yeah. Let me just show it on my guitar only. So downstroke is like if you play it like this. So your pick rests on top of a string for, let's say, on my first string. If your pick rests on top of the string, this is my string, and that's the top, that's the bottom. This is the top, that's
Listen.
the bottom. Yeah, that's the top, that's the bottom. Now, if I put the pick on top of it, that would be a downstroke. And if I put my pick on the bottom of it, you see, now that would be an upstroke, right? Yeah. So the very first and basic exercise that we're gonna do is called the 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise. Now what how we can do is the first thing the scroll positions and okay, yeah. Now with your first finger, just do it. Just keep all the rest of the fingers closed, and with your thumb it should move towards the back and just play the first note, the very first fret. Okay, I hope you know what are called frets. These are actually frets. Steel The steel bars that you see is are called frets. Now we'll just be using the first four frets for this
Right.
exercise.
Right.
Number one, number two, number three, and number four. Right? One, two, three, four. Now keep your first finger on the first fret and have to
Okay.
like hold it. I mean, have where to keep it is very important because if you keep it too back, then the sound might not come. But if you keep it just at behind the fret. So this are the bar you see. You have to keep it just behind it. The finger just behind it. All right. So do you know around a few chords or something? So with those chords you can play around everything with the help of capo and that some few chords you can play like any song. But if you want to play let's say a song that has a capo in it, but you want to play it without capo, then you need to have much wider range of chords for that. Then what you can do is actually, so you know how to play F major, right? Let us say we want to play the G major chord. Then what you can do is see the F note is on the first fret. The G note is on the third fret. Now I'm gonna do the same thing. F, G, F, and G. But this time I'll be playing. Okay, now how our chords formed is we play the E major position. All right, we play E major like this, and we scooch it up a fret, and we play the F. Now this is an E string open. That is an F string open. We can apply the same shape for E and F. Then why can't we apply it for other chords? Let us play the G major chord. Then C, A minor, F, and G. Simple. So instead of playing it like C, A minor, F, and G, you can just slide that bar. So C, A minor, F, and G. G, F, G, F, back to C. So it becomes much more like you can add mutings as well. So if you are playing F major, what you can do is, so F major is like this. You can keep the strum going, but once you lift off that bar, all right, so once I lift off that bar, like not lifting off like this, just sitting on, I'm just sitting on my F major right now. I'm not actually pressing it, I'm just sitting on it. You see this kind of sounds come out of it if I don't play it. So what I can do is actually like mix the bar chords. Now bar chords help us to add styles or spice up the playing. and C. So if I keep doing it like this, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Once I start playing, applying pressure and kind of like mixing them both, I can do that. And if I involve the G with the both chords, yeah, I can like spice it up a little bit, whatever the chord progression it may be. So bar chords help us a lot with that. Yeah. Now there are some few shapes. You might remember A minor. Yeah. But now you gotta practice it with your second, third, and fourth finger instead of playing it like with your first, second, and third finger. Now I don't know if you play A minor like this or like this. Alright, how do you play A minor? Can you show me once? Yeah, so that is the first position you are being told how to play A minor. Now the second position is like with your third and fourth finger. Basically, you are playing this whatever the notes you are playing with your second and third finger, the same notes you will be playing with your third and fourth finger. So this was your before position,
Yeah.
and this would be your after position. And instead of playing it like this, you got it played like this. Now that would be an A minor chord. So A minor. Why are we playing it from the like some guitarists play it from the E string, but it should not be like that. Now, if you see the bar, like the chord diagram of A minor, you might see that there's an X on like over here. That would be an X sign. That means we don't have to play the string. We just have to strum from the A string. That is why it's called A major, right? So whatever chord we play, it should always start with the root note. Now, this is the A string. That means that is root note. Similarly, with D major, many guitarists play it like this. E note is muted, the A note is muted. We are playing it from the D string. Now that is the D note. Then if you want to play the D major, that is the correct way to play it. It should be from the fourth string. Now 4, 3, 2, 1. Right? Yeah. Now let us mix A minor. Alright, so we were playing A minor. Now, if you want to play B minor, let's say, so B note is this. Now you might have seen that a lot of songs uses this chord called B minor, and sometimes guitarists just transpose, like they apply a capo on the second fret to play that chord, and it becomes A minor. For example, if I apply a capo on my second fret, that would be the same chord as B minor. I'm playing B minor right now. It's like the chord is A minor, but it's actually B minor. Now let me demonstrate why. That is the B note. If we can play A minor like this and like this, then we can play B minor as well. Now that is the B note. I am applying the bar from the fifth string, second fret. That would be your B minor chord. Similarly, no one knows how to play the C minor chord. They just know the C major chord. But if you know the B minor chord, why can't you play the C minor? It's just one fret ahead. Yeah. So you learned all. So you can learn chords like that. Yeah, that's C minor. It's from the third fret of the fifth string and the A minor position. That's it. C minor, G minor, F minor, D minor, C minor. So that is your minor progression right over there. Why you have to play major all the time? When you can play with just these two positions, the first position being E major. Now there are only 4 positions you need to master: the E major, E minor, A major, and A minor. In order to play any song or any chord, let me give you a short demonstration of it. You can play F major with the help of E major position. if I play E minor and if I want to play F minor, then what I gotta do is instead of playing it like this, I'll play it like this. F minor, G minor, C minor. We just learned it now. Similarly, if you want to play B major, or in fact C major bar chord in that sense, then we know how to play the A major chord. Like we used to play it like this. Now we can play like this. Let us apply a bar on the, yeah, like the same thing, but the major pattern, A major pattern. There you go. You have the B major chord. Now what you can do is play the B major, F sharp major, E major. There you have a progression. And start composing whatever you got to do with it. So that is how chords are formed. Basically, these four forms are very crucial for you. So yeah, like if you are just starting out with these forms, like the bar and this form, then there is one exercise you got to do is just with these three fingers try to play each and every form from the its root position. So A major, A minor, E major, E minor, back to A major, and you gotta keep looping it till you get very smooth with it, and then you gotta apply the bar and start playing around the chords. You know you already know the notes. Now there is one chord which every guitarist struggles with, that is the D sharp. Now this is the D sharp note, and that's the D sharp chord. Now it gets very difficult to play the chords in what can I say, like the next chord for D sharp would be this, that is A sharp. Now that is the next chord, A sharp, and the next chord for, like, it's called music theory, you won't get it in a workshop, and that is D sharp. So D sharp, A sharp, G sharp. But what we can do is we know how to play the D chord, and if you want to play the D sharp, now with the use of capo, yeah, what we did to play the B minor, like B minor is like this, and we just apply a capo on the second fret. To play the A minor, we would be doing the same thing. Now D sharp chord is like this. See, my first, this is the D sharp, so E, B, G, D. If I scooch it up one fret, okay, it's gone. That's D sharp. Don't want to play this chord, right? That's the D sharp chord. It's very hard for us to like play this chord. So first we were playing D sharp, A sharp, and G sharp. Now we will play D, A, and G. Yeah, and there are many songs in the key of D sharp, like so that is one sharp, or like there are many Bollywood songs in D sharp and also Hollywood. Yeah, so that is one key. If you find any song in the key of D sharp, that is one thing you're gonna apply. Yeah, that was it. And like there are a lot of things in guitar. Okay, that was just a basic demonstration of my teaching and how what information I know about chords and guitar. Yeah, I hope like if you were like if you joined some time before, then like there would be much time to discuss other things.